Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for joining this lecture on Pokemon biology. Joining me here in the classroom today, as he does every day, is my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Say hello to everybody, Mr. Curtis.
Oh, thank you, Professor. Oh, and man, if I got some news for you.
Oh, really excellent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
tell me. Just tell me.
Okay. So I need to break down the results of my experiment this past week.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that.
Before that, let me introduce the other member of our classroom.
Yeah, introduce the other one, and then we'll get into
Please.
it.
Okay, it's Corbin. All right, so let me hear what you got to talk about there, Curtis.
Hi, everyone. We're not gonna
sit down. Please sit down, Corbin.
All right.
Fine. He's the trainer in training. He's our student in the classroom. He's
me.
a 10-year-old boy who's learning how to be a Pokemon trainer.
I'm here and I'm ready to learn, but not for Mr. Curtis.
Okay, so now for my results. So I got 3 Parasects.
Okay.
Wait, what is this, Mr. Curtis? What if people forgot from last week? You need to refresh the
I forgot. I have no idea what he's talking about.
So for everyone that wasn't here, in last class we discussed Parasect, the zombified mushroom Pokemon, and I was challenged to do a little more experimentation. So I gathered up 3 different Parasects. I found one really old one that was quite large, the size of my desk. Actually just a real big, beefy mushroom boy. And then one that was quite brand new. It was tiny, and then one that was kind of in the middle. And I went up underneath the big one, and let me tell you what, he had some crusty spores. So I shined a line up under there and took a big sniff as I was instructed to do so, and knocked me clean out. I was unconscious and for many hours, and I woke up.
What did it smell like? What would you say it smelled like?
It was, I don't know. It was kind of a musky, earthy smell.
Okay.
Not and slightly sharp like cheese.
Yummy.
But I woke up. Of course, my diligent Spinarak had cocooned me up and kind of rolled me away from the Parasects.
Are you sure they weren't preparing to eat you, Mr. Curtis? It sounds like they were preparing to eat you.
Yeah, I like to think they were keeping me safe from the Parasects. But of course, the 3 Parasects did not move. They stood there like statues for the hours I was unconscious.
They didn't even go seek out trees. No.
It was pretty damp in the breeding cave, so they were pretty comfortable there.
Okay. Breeding cave.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So I determined that it was not safe for me to do the sniffing. So I got 3 EVs.
God.
I locked them in a chamber and doused them with spores.
What?
What? That was not the assignment at all.
Well, it was to sniff 3 different Parasects to determine 3 different size Parasects to determine the effectiveness of each one. And because I couldn't do any, I couldn't gain any useful information by smelling it myself. I needed to observe it, on interacting on other Pokemon.
Yeah, so speed this up a little bit, Mr. Curtis.
Do we want to know what you found?
So the little one, the Eevee, was passed out for a couple hours, but it was okay. The middle one, the Eevee, was out for a day or 2, but eventually recovered. And as for the larger one, the Eevee hasn't woken up yet. Now, I'm pretty sure it's still alive.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give it another couple days before I call it. But you definitely don't want to take a douse in those spores. I think just my resistance to poison because of my Spinarak breeding days kind of saved me from dying in the first time. But definitely, if you're not going to dilute them, then don't just take a full blow of spore to the face.
Yeah, but like someone like me wouldn't survive it. My little 10-year-old boy body, I wouldn't survive those spores.
Yeah, it would just collapse on itself.
Yeah. I would just like...
You would smell it and your brain would melt out through your nostrils.
Wow, that's terrifying. Thanks for your information.
I've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen.
Mr. Curtis. Hey, who we learn about today?
You know what? An eager student. I always love an eager student.
I'm the only one, so you love me, I guess.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. Normally I ask you guys if you remember, but you know what? I'm in the mood. I'm just gonna say it myself. We're learning about Venonat. So yeah, you know what?
The gnat Pokemon, right?
No, actually the insect Pokemon.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw a Venonat out here.
Whip it out.
Yeah. And so like let's talk about this guy. What do you notice? What do you notice about Venonat?
Ooh, okay.
Big red eyes, but it's kind of cute. It's not red in a scary way. It's actually kind of cute.
Like a dark pink, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. Take a really good close look at those eyes.
I don't know if I want to. I think I'm gonna stay over here.
Huh? It's like little.
How many eyes would you say that Venonat has?
I thought 2 from far away, but as I'm getting closer to it, it's like a bunch of little cross hatches or something. It looks like hundreds. It looks like hundreds of little eyes.
These are called compound eyes. So each single eye is composed of a bunch of smaller, tiny eyes.
Cool.
The main feature of a Venonat is its eyes, and it does a lot of. It's capable to do a lot of things that it can do because of its eyes, and we'll learn more about that in a little bit. But anything else you want to comment on before we continue?
I do.
He does have cute little fangy bits.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Are those fangs, or is that coming out of its nose? Is that its mouth?
I always thought that was like a little mustache.
I think those are fangs.
No, you're probably right. They're teeth. They're definitely teeth.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what? I am right. Thank you for pointing that out there.
You're welcome.
Corbin.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, I would say they're teeth. But I think the little like pink part is a nose.
Yeah, that's the nose. Yeah, I'd say that's a cute little nose there.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm looking at it, I mean, it's definitely not a mouth, but why would your fangs come out of your nose?
Tell us what you are, Venonat.
Give us your secrets.
I love his hands. Cute hands. Very cute.
They kind of remind me of something, but I can't remember
good for
what.
scruffling and grubbling.
It looks like a half-eaten poffin. Each hand.
Yeah. I guess so. Or a comb.
Yeah.
Or the letter E.
And the last thing of note is that its little feet, they kind of look like long butts, I think.
All right, let's go ahead and put Venonat. With that, I think we've kind of
all right,
really hit the bottom of the barrel.
Goodbye, Venonat.
Nice pun, Professor. I'm going to miss those butt feet.
Well, just look at your own feet.
There's not butts there.
What?
I don't know.
Your feet don't look like butt. My feet look like butts.
You need to get that checked out, though.
Yeah, we all have 2 giant toes.
Ew. No, I don't. Nope.
Oh God. Oh jeez. All right, let's get through this lesson quick. I think I have to go to the doctor.
Unfortunately, my 8 toes on each feet are just too inadequate.
You're what now?
Okay, so normally you have 8 toes. The normal human has 8 toes.
Am I the only person in this classroom with a normal fucking set of toes on each foot?
I mean,
what is normal?
if you have 8 toes, then you are.
5 each foot.
1 for every day of the week, except for Thursday and Tuesday.
All right, just get on with the lesson. Jesus.
Okay, you're right. Sorry. We're really just grinding on nothing here, huh? Okay. Let's read the Pokedex entries, because believe it or not, that's actually what we do in this classroom. We read Pokedex
You don't
entries.
spend 10 minutes talking about experiments and butt feet.
Oh, I'm sure our editor has cut out a majority of this. Okay, let's start off in the Kanto region like we always do. The first one says, lives in the shadows of tall trees where it eats insects.
I have a question.
Yes, Corbin.
What does?
Venonat does.
Cool. You didn't say that in the Pokedex, so, I mean,
You're acting like I'm the one who wrote it. It wasn't me.
Could have fooled me.
Wow, high praise that you think I'm as intelligent as Professor Oak.
Well, he's an old senile man, so.
With a really bad temper.
What?
Yeah, I don't think it's said enough how bad his temper is.
Oh, God, I didn't know that. Jeez.
There's a reason why he has so much turnover in his lab.
Maybe that's why his grandson's such a dick.
Yeah, he always tells me to smell him later. I'm like, I never want to smell you.
Well, I'll give him a Parasect to smell.
I mean, if you do that, it will make your eyeballs explode. So.
Yeah, I don't think we tested that. Mr.
Oh,
Curtis.
no.
Yeah, I think it just makes you faint or die.
Oh yeah, faint. Sorry. All right. The next one here says, its large eyes act as radars. In a bright place, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. In a bright place, you can see that they are clusters of many tiny eyes. So yeah, like we said, they are compound eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. So its eyes act as radars, which is kind of a wild statement to just throw into a Pokedex entry and then not explain.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that like half of these entries? Just like crazy shit that's never explained.
Yeah, but okay. Do you know how a radar works?
No, I'm 10.
Okay, well, so generally what a radar does is it shoots out some kind of electromagnetic wave, right? Mm-hmm. And then it has that wave come back to it, and it measures that time, and then it can kind of calculate distance, right?
Okay, you've lost me, but yeah.
Well, I'm just so that implies if Venonat's eyes acts as radars, then it's shooting out some kind of energy wave
from its eyes.
From its eyes
to know where it's going or know where to go.
Yes, and it's not seeing. It's not like its eyes. I guess it is like. It's interesting because our eyes absorb or it register electromagnetic waves, right? It's specifically in the visible region. And the brain interprets those and it gives them color and depth and stuff. But the Venonat, it's not converting energy that is given off by the objects that it's seeing. It's absorbing energy that it shoots out itself.
That's pretty wild.
So it's not seeing color. It's not seeing any kind of shading. What it's seeing specifically is like just levels of distance, how far away something is.
That's pretty cool. Kind of like a sonar.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So a sonar, I think, is sound waves.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the same thing as sonar, but just with like light.
Well, I mean, yeah. I guess. Again, I'm not a physicist. I'm just a
lowly professor.
I'm just a dumb, stupid Pokemon professor. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, but keep that like whole radar thing in mind, because there's another thing that it just kind of like throws out for like a second. That I feel like should really be expounded upon. Okay, so the next one in the Kanto region says. It uses its large radar-like eyes to move around in darkness. It is instinctively attracted to light. Again, I don't know why it would be attracted to light, considering
it thrives in the darkness on purpose.
Yeah, and if you think that its eyes are radar-like, it doesn't need light to see because it creates its own.
Right. Yeah.
It's emitting it.
Emitting it. It's
emitting. It's emitting it.
Missing
yes.
it.
Yeah, it is doing that. So I don't know. It's interesting to say that it's attracted to light then, right? Because I wouldn't think that it would see that.
Yeah. Don't know if I buy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the Pokedex. It has to be true. It has to be true. If it's in the Pokedex, it's a documented fact.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Okay, so let's move on to the Johto region. The first one says its eyes also function as radar units. It catches and eats small bugs that hide in the darkness. Nothing particularly new here. The next one says poison oozes from all over its body.
Ooh. Ew.
And then it's like, all right, that's all I need to know about that. It catches and eats small bugs at night that are attracted by light. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So this is saying that it eats bugs that are attracted by light. So maybe that's why it itself is attracted to light.
Yeah, because that's where its prey is. I mean, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. I don't know how it would like register that light is there, though.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. It feels it with its heart.
Yeah. I mean, it does have antenna. I don't think any of these Pokedex entries mention what the antennas do.
Of course not. Why would they? It would be Pokedex entries if they didn't only cling to one thing about the Pokemon and talk about it for 20 entries.
Yep, exactly. Man, if I could write the Pokedex entries, the amazing
Well, guess what?
things.
Go to a new
Where will
region,
we be?
explore it, find some Pokemon or already
Yeah.
established Pokemon,
Maybe-
and register them in the international dex.
Maybe I'll go to that China region that the Parasect Pokedex entries we're talking about.
Yeah, go to China. Discover
Yeah,
some
sign
stuff.
them up for the international Pokedex.
It's just national, which is
Okay.
weird.
National.
It should be international, shouldn't it?
Well, you know what? Somebody effed up.
The Royal Pokédex Society.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Royal Society of Pokedexes.
I feel like you guys
Pokedex
are changing the
Society.
name of what it's called every week.
I would never. How dare you, sir?
Okay.
How
How
dare
dare you accuse the professor of that?
Sorry.
All right, the last one here.
Listen, the Interregional Society of Assistance to Professionalism is gonna
That one's definitely changed.
condemn you for denouncing a professional such as a professional.
Okay, I don't care. Can we move on?
You're gonna go to your house and there's gonna be like a handprint in blood or something that's gonna say, "We know."
From the international assistant professor bullshit that Curtis is a part of. Yeah.
It's the
Legion of Assistants to Professors.
It's the it's the IAPPS, if you will.
IAPS.
IAPPS. All right, so there's one more here from the Johto region. It says, the small bugs it eats appear only at night. So it sleeps in a hole in a tree until night falls. So we got another nocturnal Pokemon here.
Yeah, we got to get another nocturnal one.
Hey, we got another nocturnal
one. You got it.
All right, moving on to the Hoenn region. Venonat is said to have evolved with a coat of thin, stiff hair that covers its entire body for protection. It possesses large eyes that never fail to spot even minuscule prey.
Okay.
Yeah, so at least now we have an explanation for why it has that fur. I'm not sure I would call that thin fur. It seems pretty thick. In fact,
Yeah.
it seems like a really fluffy Pokemon.
So you said its eyes can do what now? Say that again, that last one?
It possesses large eyes that never fail to spot even minuscule prey. I mean,
okay.
God, that's technically not true, though, because it looks like it has large eyes, but those eyes are just made up of a bunch of tiny little eyes.
Right, of course.
So
Yeah.
I'm a little bit on the fence about the validity of that statement.
Yeah.
Okay, pay attention to this next one. This is still in the Hoenn region. Its eyes act as radar, enabling it to be active in darkness. The eyes can also shoot powerful beams.
Okay, well that hasn't been stated before.
Okay.
It has not been stated before, and it will not be stated again.
What? That's the only entry that mentions that it shoots laser beams?
Yeah, so it kind of, it does make sense. We there is a precedence, right, that Venonat can shoot things out of its eyes, right? If
Well,
its
maybe
eyes
it's just maybe it's just explaining that that's where it shoots Hyper Beam from. Because can't every Pokemon learn Hyper Beam?
I
don't know about
cannot
that.
say with certainty.
Well,
that is
maybe
true.
that Venonat can learn Hyper Beam and it shoots it out of its eyes.
Okay, yeah, sure, but it doesn't do anything to explain why it can do that.
The world's a mystery.
I just feel like this specific point could use a little bit more
Probably.
info, right?
Yes.
Just a little more
of course it
expoundation.
can shoot energy out of its eyes, but it's only doing that so it can use it as a radar, right?
Yeah, to find food and stuff. Yeah.
To find bugs in the dark. But how does it amp up that power to make it turn into horrible energy beams?
Very carefully.
Yeah, I would have to. Okay, well, you know what? I hope you enjoyed talking about that because we won't do it ever again.
Oh.
Definitely not during the quiz. Okay, in the Sinnoh region, it says its big eyes are actually clusters of tiny eyes. Do you see? Are you taking notes, Professor Birch? This is what it doesn't have large eyes. It just has tiny clusters of eyes.
Jesus, come on, Birch.
Come on, Birch. Learn from who's the Sinnoh professor again?
Rowan, I think.
Rowan. Yeah, learn from Rowan. We can all learn a thing or two from Rowan. At night, its kind is drawn by light. Yeah, that was just
that's
the
it?
end.
All right, cool.
Well, that was the end of the other of the poker.
Gotcha.
That I was reading before.
Gotcha.
And I think I think that actually does it for the unique Pokedex entries. All the other ones are the
No
same.
way.
Yeah, and Galar, of course.
Wait, don't you mean regional? You said unique.
Oh, sorry, regional entries.
That's it?
Yeah, there's, like, the ones for Unova and Kalos are the same as the ones that we've read before. Alola doesn't have any, and neither does Galar, which is wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Not a whole lot there.
I know. I mean, there is one unique Pokedex entry here.
Let's read it.
You know what? I think I will.
Good idea.
Not a lot of new information. This, of course, comes to us from Ash's Pokedex. It says, Venonat, a bug Pokemon. Its eyes function as radar, allowing it to see in the dark. So, yeah, I mean, things we already know.
We already know. Nothing new.
Nothing new there, but okay.
All right, so that does it for the Pokedex entries. You know, it's a real wealth of information about all the different biological points of...
Guys, I'm going to be honest, Venonat's a little bit fucking boring. Sorry.
Well, no. Venonat itself is not boring, all right? I would say the information that we have on it so far right now is not as in-depth as it could be. In fact, I think that makes Venonat an even more interesting Pokemon, meaning that there's a lot more, there's a lot more things that we could learn about it, things we could research and explore.
Right. There's room to grow.
Well, once I get my trainer's license, I promise I will go out into the world and I will get more information for you, Professor. I promise.
Like, what does it do with those antennae? What does it do with them? Nobody's talked about them.
Not a single entry talked about it, really?
Yeah, it has two big old white antennas flopping off of its face, and nobody says what they do.
Dumb. I'll find out for you. Give me my trainer's license and I'll go find out right now. I'll leave the class and I'll head out and I will go find the nearest Venonat and I will study it exclusively.
All right, Corbin, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that.
What?
After we finish talking about all the Pokemon, then I'll give it to
all
you.
of them is in like Venonat today, then I get my license, right?
Yeah, Venonat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Venonat today. And then all the rest of them. All the other 900.
Shit. Never mind.
Yeah. You gotta
don't
pay your
forget
dues.
though. Okay, once we're done, the world of Venonat is the pearl in your oyster.
What?
What the? Wait,
It's
what? What's an oyster?
Your cloister. You're the pearl. It's the pearl in your cloister.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Slip of the tongue.
Geez, somebody sniffed Gary the
I'm still
Shroomish
recovering from the spores from the Parasect. I mean, it kind of frazzled my brain a little bit.
Gotcha.
But you know what I mean. I mean, like, Venonat is a uncharted frontier, and you're its explorer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get that from what you said before, but
About pearls and
like
oysters.
the bottom of the slimy ocean that you're gonna dig through. That's
Slimy.
Venonat for you.
What ocean that you know is
Well, you know.
slimy? That's a swamp.
you know what? Hey, you know what? Let's. Mr. Curtis needs a little bit of a nap to get his brain back going. So let's go ahead. And
Let's he could stay awake for a little bit. He could stay awake for just a little bit.
That's right.
We'll be done
I'm here.
soon.
No, I'm here. I don't need to sleep. I'm ready
wow.
for class.
All right. Let me go ahead and read this unsourced, uncredited article real quick, and then we can move on to the next part of the lesson. I'm not going to say what it is because it's a surprise.
Okay, I'm guessing. I'm eager.
Okay, so this article says Venonat is an insectoid Pokemon with a spherical body covered in purple fur. The fur releases a toxic liquid, and it spreads when shaken violently off their body. I mean, that's not in the Pokedex entries,
Never
but
mentioned.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Sure.
A pink pincer-like mouth with two teeth. Oh, so it's saying that the pink part is its mouth and not its nose.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, not in the Pokedex entries, so take this with a grain of salt.
Okay.
A pink pincer-like mouth with two teeth, stubby forepaws, and a pair of two-toed feet are visible through its fur.
Butt feet.
If you say so. Its limbs are light tan, and there is also a pair of white antennae sprouting from the top of its head. However, the most prominent feature on its face are its large, red, compound eyes. Venonat's highly developed eyes act as radar units and can shoot powerful beams. Venonat can be found in dense, temperate forests, where it will sleep in the hole of a tree until nightfall. It sleeps throughout the day because the small insects it feeds on appear at night. Both Venonat and its prey are attracted to bright lights.
That's making it sound like Venonat is also attracted to light, not just attracted to it for its prey, but that it also likes it.
I mean, that's how it's worded here.
I was gonna
but
say
I think,
it does say that in the Pokedex, so you're right.
I feel like the Pokedex entry is like kind of explains a little bit better that it's more attracted. No, it is attracted to light. It says it is instinctively attracted to light, but I think that's because that's where it finds its
That would
food.
make sense.
So most
I
of that
guess.
checked out. Well, I think there was something you read in the beginning that didn't sound right. I don't
Um,
remember what it was though.
that's. I mean, me neither. Are you talking about the fact that the fur releases a toxic liquid? Because
No, they said that. They said the fur releases a liquid, but
Well, no, it says poison oozes from all over all over its body. That's what the Pokedex entry said.
well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't say that it shakes to spread it, but I mean, I guess we can assume that it does.
Okay.
How else would it spread it? It picks it, it wipes it with its hand and goes, and throws
Does it
the
even
poison?
need? Well, does it even need to spread it though?
Yeah,
Like, why is it
for
spreading
attacks. For attacks.
Why does it need to attack?
It's a Pokemon. That's what they do.
Well, I
Hey.
mean, not all Pokemon. I mean, but a Pokemon would have to have an evolutionary purpose to attack something. It never mentions any of its prey or any of its predators, and the only prey that it
Because
that
it has
like,
none, because it's an apex predator.
and probably all the protection it needs is that it's literally covered in poison. I don't think it
Yeah,
needs to shake it off.
it's basically a poison cotton ball.
And honestly, if it's gonna protect itself, it's just gonna shoot giant eye beams, right?
Who
That's
wants to do
true.
with that?
That's true. So it has no predators. Apex. There you go.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. It's time, guys. Hey,
What?
it's time for your surprise.
Oh, I'm ready,
What is it?
Professor.
Wait, is it a cookie?
I'm ready, Professor. Please, pretty please.
Cupcake.
It is a pop quiz.
Oh,
Woohoo!
man.
I know. You're so excited. Everybody here is so very excited.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Well, everybody, calm down a little bit. Classroom, please calm down. Classroom.
I'm calm. I'm calm.
Go. Okay. Go ahead and put away your Pokedexes. Make sure you have your
Okay.
Rotom laptops.
Okay.
Your calculator, your dictionary, so you can spell all your words
Okay.
correctly, Mr. Curtis.
I got an extra big one.
Yeah,
here.
you still won't
See?
use it.
Look, I got it. I got
Yeah.
it
Whoa,
right here.
jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Hey, be careful with that. Don't. Ah, he just dropped it right on the table.
Oh God, that's a big dictionary that you probably won't use.
Yeah, well, I mean, size of the dictionary.
It's
I
how
don't think
you
is
use
important.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's how you use that dictionary. That's right.
All right. So, question. Are you guys ready? Is
Yeah.
everybody ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm
ready.
ready.
All right,
I'm
so I
ready.
just gotta make sure. Question number 1: Why would it be a bad idea to hug a Venonat? Okay, both of the answers are in.
Ooh.
So in case you forgot, in case everybody forgot,
I forgot.
I'll
I forgot.
reread
Tell me,
the question.
Professor.
I know you did.
I remembered.
So, wow, I'm so proud of you, Corbin.
Thanks.
You know what? Hey, 1
Hey.
point.
Hey,
1 point to
yeah,
House
Corbin.
All right. Woo! Suck it, Mr.
yeah,
Curtis.
No,
you
just,
get any
just-
today.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Get sucked like a tree
right.
by a parasect.
until you're dry and it has to move on to the next tree.
Yeah.
Fertilize my eggs with its spores.
Oh, all right. That's weird. All right. Continue.
Okay, so the question was, why would it be a bad idea to hug a Venonat? Corbin responded with, because it oozes venom from its furry body. And Mr. Curtis responded with, it's not good to hug a Venonat because its body oozes poison all over the place. Now, you see, Mr. Curtis is correct. It oozes poison.
Oh, poison, not
Corbin,
venom. Excuse me.
It's not venom because venom is that thing that happens when it bites you.
Right. So I was
Right.
going to change it to poison, but then I forgot. So
Well, unfortunately, I
It's
was
the
gonna
thought
give
that
you,
counts.
I was gonna give you credit for this, but I did forget. So unfortunately, you do get this one wrong.
that's cold. That's cold.
Hey, you've been getting too many hundreds. I need to be more
I'm just
harsh with
too smart.
yeah, you're just too dang smart.
Oh, God. That's a curse, really.
So unfortunately, you did get this one wrong.
Fuck.
All right. So question number 2. Why has Venonat evolved to have radar-like eyes?
All right. My answer's in. I don't know if you heard the bing.
All right, both answers. Hey, shut up. Hey, sit down right now.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Both of the answers are in. Corbin responded with, so it can see in the dark to find tiny bug prey. And then Mr. Curtis responded with, Venonat evolved its radar-like eyes so that it can see its prey to eat in the dark.
There you go.
Yeah.
If I want to split hairs here, it's so that it can see its prey in the dark and then eat them, not necessarily to eat in the dark, Mr. Curtis.
Oh,
I mean,
Curtis, no.
That's
Come
what I
on,
was
man.
saying.
So you gotta be You gotta
Half
be careful
off.
with your
So I
wording.
can see.
Half
Nah,
off.
you know what? No, he's gonna get the full points for
All
this
right,
one.
fine.
So yeah, you guys are exactly correct. The Pokedex entries specifically say to spot minuscule prey at night.
Yes.
That's exactly correct. Let's move on to question 3.
right.
Yeah.
What is an easy method of attracting a Venonat?
Ooh.
Mr. Curtis liked that one. All right. Once again, I have both of the answers. Corbin responded with, shine some light near that little furry fella. And Mr. Curtis responded with, Venonat is attracted to light in the dark. So using a light at night would be an easy way to attract one. Yes, you guys are both correct. The answer is to shine a bright light at night.
I mean,
super easy to remember
we can
because it
assume at
rhymes.
night from
Yep.
Corbin's answer. Because
I mean, yeah,
does it
it's
say
implied
night in
if you
it?
have a
But
brain.
I mean, I
come
would
on.
assume so.
I mean, hey, I already established that it likes to be in the dark in my second answer, so come on.
God, Mr. Curtis gets so salty whenever I nitpick one of his one of his answers.
I just, you know what? No, my standard. I'm the teacher's assistant, so I have a higher standard. I understand.
Yeah, you do, and hey, and you are meeting that standard.
Yeah, but not a
every
higher
lesson.
level of literature
Thank you,
and
Professor.
spelling education.
Oh, he's been pretty good. He's been pretty good this time. Although he has kind of adopted this this kind of tendency to kind of like rewrite the exact question that I have in his
Hate that.
answer.
Yeah, it's annoying.
All
All right, we're done, right? Is that it?
Doesn't.
Yeah.
No. There is one more question.
Ah.
And it is an essay question.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, I think we can all agree here that the Pokedex entries kind of dropped the ball on this Pokemon.
They really
There's
did.
a lot here that isn't explained. So, the short answer question is, how does Venonat generate the powerful beams it shoots from its eyes? All right. I kind of put the cart in front of the Mudsdale on this one. Because I kind of like alluded to that earlier this lesson. But again, there's no correct answers here. I just want to hear, what you guys are thinking and get some hypotheses from y'all. Okay, so I have both of the short answers in. Let me go ahead and read Corbin's first. Corbin responded with, Venonat spends most of its time in the dark, but is attracted to light. When it's in the light, it absorbs that light from around it, and it charges it in the back of its eyes like a battery, and expels that energy into a laser beam.
So it's not just attracted to light for, a
Okay.
stupid reason like it likes it. It uses it for actual battle purposes.
Okay.
Interesting. So you're saying that it's kind of how does it like store and then release that light?
It's kind of like, it's basically like a walking, the way I see it is, it's kind of like a walking solar panel. It absorbs light and it puts it into his body like a battery, and then it expels that energy later on when it wants to fight something.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to do that to its prey per se, because it's like just going to burn it or something. Like, I don't know if it likes burn bugs. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I think it's more of a means of defense. Like, if it's something's trying to attack it, it can whip its body around and shoot lasers.
Okay, I didn't ask why it shoots lasers. I asked how it shoots lasers.
I
all
told
right?
you. Do its
I don't
eyeballs.
care about the purpose. I care about the function. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting answer. So then you're saying that instead of creating the energy itself, or
It's absorbing
So-
it.
it's absorbing it.
My
and
question
then shooting it out.
is,
Okay.
so what happens if
Hey, I'm the one who asks the questions here,
That's
I'm sorry,
right.
but I will allow it for you this once.
All right. What?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought I was told not to ask my question. No, my question is,
No, I said I will allow it.
if
Yeah, 5 seconds.
So what happens if you don't expose Venonat to light before battling? Is it not able to do any of its laser beam moves?
No, it's going to have to fight using other methods, like squirting poison out of its body or scratching or
I guess
something.
the question is how long does it take to absorb that energy? Because, if you're fighting with it out in the daytime, right, then it can store up that energy.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
just-
hey, good battle tactic. Maybe a lot of people that are fighting a Venonat don't know that, so they're going to be in for a pretty big surprise when they find out that bastard can shoot laser beams if they fight in the daylight.
I imagine that if it's like a battery, they absorb.
It's gonna take a bit. It spends most of its time in the dark. It doesn't get in the light very often, so it's gonna sit there. It's gonna stare up at the sun a little bit.
Oh God! Don't stare at the sun, Venonat.
Well,
It's
I mean,
fine.
it's
He can handle
yeah, it is fine. I mean, it's not like it's not like its eyes are registering different wavelengths. So we can
Yeah, it's
assume
fine.
that the only wavelengths that it registers are the ones that it shoots out and then come back to it. So I think it'd be fine for a Venonat to look directly into the sun.
Sure, totally.
Although I don't know, maybe not. Interesting. I was gonna say, I think if it's like a battery, we can assume that. I mean, again, this is just to lend credence, playing devil's advocate for Corbin's hypothesis here. It can like absorb much in excess energy, right? So it can like just have it for use whenever it needs, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, and again, whenever it's eating, right, it's also absorbing that energy because it's gonna go towards a light source to eat.
That's true.
I think it's very possible, but I mean, again, that does potentially make it so that it could run out of energy, I guess. So yeah, interesting conversations. You see, that's what I like about these short.
What it's
short
all
answer
about.
questions.
Okay.
Yes, it's to stimulate the mind, this critical thinking.
Yes.
Great job. All right, let's read Mr. Curtis's short answer here. Much longer than Corbin's.
Usually.
He says, Venonat can produce beams from its eyes because it contains within its body nuclear waste, huh? Okay, yeah, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going with this one.
Okay.
The decomposition of the waste produces the toxic ooze that coats the Venonat's body. Mutations from the constant radiation cause its characteristic hue. Wait. The Venonat's characteristic hue?
Yeah.
Like the purple? Okay. The ultraviolet light that radiates from its body helps attract the insects that Venonat eats.
When did we say it had ultraviolet light?
First of all, we have
That's
no idea
never
what
mentioned.
That is, well, no, it all comes along with the radioactive decay that's happening inside of its body.
But now you're just making up stuff about it.
I
Now
mean,
you're just
says
here
the man
saying
who
that
said
it's-
Venonat has batteries in his eyes.
But we don't know that, though. We know that
Also, just from a scientific standpoint here, radiation, decomposition of elements isn't going to release ultraviolet light. It's going to be gamma and X-ray. That's
not something that's observed.
Well, I mean, but it's
observed
going
that
through the filter of the Venonat's body, so it downshifts it from gamma to ultraviolet.
Whoa, that is some complex.
Settle down
interactions
there,
going-
nuclear physicist.
Okay. Let me keep reading. The ultraviolet light that radiates from its body helps attract the insects that Venonat eats. The Venonat. I'm just gonna assume you meant to type Venonat.
It's wrong.
The Venonat's eyes are its main discharge point for built-up radiation. This allows the Venonat to produce the radio waves needed for its radar vision. And when properly charged, this is capitalized.
Yes.
Is what powers the beams that it discharges. You've had some pretty far out there answers to these essay questions, Mr. Curtis. This one's so far takes the cake.
Really?
I think.
I thought this one was this one was pretty straightforward, pretty obvious here.
I don't know. This one and the whole Clefairy's folding up and sleeping in between rocks is kind of weird.
Where does it get the nuclear waste? Where does the nuclear
I don't
waste
know.
come from?
That's a whole nother topic of study.
Okay.
This is a little too
man.
out there. I could tell that
Also-
parasect sniffing still has an effect on him.
Why would the ultraviolet light attract
Insects can see
insects?
ultraviolet light. Yeah.
Oh, is that true? Okay. I mean, if I don't know for sure whether or not.
I wouldn't count it. I mean,
No,
I don't.
okay. No. There is again. There's no right or wrong answer here. I just want to see what you're thinking. I do think, Mr. Curtis, though, you did kind of reach a little bit in this one. I don't even know why why do you bring up that ultraviolet light thing in the first place?
Well, I mean, It's part of the radiation that the Venonat puts off due to its nuclear decay in its body, and it helps it attract the bugs that it eats.
Okay.
I'm giving you half points for this one, Mr. Curtis.
That's a bit of a reach.
But
too far of a
none of that
reach.
has to do with the real question, which is about the beams that it shoots from its eyes.
Then why did you include it?
Because it's supporting argument to my main argument.
You brought up more questions than answers, and that's not the point of the essay questions.
Hey, do not lecture my students, Ms. Corbin.
He's not your
right?
student. He's your assistant.
You're all my students. All of you. Everyone's my student.
All two of us.
When you're in this classroom, you're my student.
What about the
I'm
people
my
who
own
listen?
student.
What about the people listening right now that aren't here? Are they still a student?
Any room in which this audio is playing is my classroom.
What if it's being played outside? What if somebody's listening
then
to
the
this
whole
outside?
world is my classroom.
Okay, that's fair. What if somebody
Asked and answered.
hear me out. What if somebody hear me out.
Yeah, sure.
What
I'm
if
listening.
somebody opened up a tear in the space-time continuum?
No.
Okay, we're done.
Okay.
Here.
And
We're
went to
done
the
here with this.
distortion world where Giratina is and
No.
listened to it there.
Corbin, the professor said we're done. That means we're done.
Is an alternate reality also your classroom?
Yes.
Okay. All right, it's fair.
I will. You know what? I'm going to go on record. I'm going to state that right now. Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, cool. Good to know. Can I get you to say that in writing?
No, I can't. What does that mean? You still haven't explained what that means.
I don't know, but it makes more sense than what the fuck Curtis wrote for his essay.
He's got you there. All right, that does it for today's lesson. Does anybody know what Pokemon we're talking about next time? Believe it or not, it is the evolved form of Venonat.
Butterfree.
Oh wow.
You would think they do bear a striking resemblance to each other, but no, it's not. It is not Butterfree.
Oh, we already talked about Butterfree.
We did already talk about Butterfree.
Venipod? Is that a Pokemon?
All right, you're just putting sounds together now. Mr. Curtis, do you have a guess?
Well, it is. No, I don't. No.
No. Yay, at least he's honest.
I'm so
Fair enough.
He just started drooling for some
sad
reason.
and downtrodden. I let you down, Professor.
Oh.
I don't even know if I can continue anymore. This is.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's done. He's tapping out. It's only took 7 times taking this course. And he's
I'm gonna cash out my 19,000 points for my prize, and then.
Oh no!
All right. Well, with 19,000 points, you can either get a bracelet that when you slap it on your wrist, it closes around, or you can get a couple different Tootsie Rolls.
A slap bracelet or some Tootsie Rolls.
that's-
I think I'll
Yeah, it's up to you.
I'll get the Tootsie Rolls. Yeah. Just so I have
Good
so I have
choice.
something
Anyways.
sweet to remember you.
Now these Tootsie Rolls have been in my desk for 3 years.
I
so
remember I gave them to you
bits.
for Teacher Appreciation Week like 4 years ago. So
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember you giving them to me and then me immediately throwing them on the ground and then you scooping them up and then putting them in this desk in this drawer in my desk. Good times. Good times.
Wish I was there.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Corbin. All right.
Hey, what's the Pokemon?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Of course. It's Venomoth actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the evolved form of Venonat.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, very such a clever naming system we have here in the Kanto region.
It's very original.
If any students at home, of course, if you have any questions, I would not be doing my job as a professor if I didn't answer them. Feel free to email them to me at my Gengar mail, which is wwopokemon@gmail.com. And hey, if it's a really good question, I might just read it for the rest of the class so we can all learn from it. If you don't have a Gengar mail account, that's fine. You can contact me on the Bird Pokemon themed social network as well, more commonly known as Twitter. I am at WWO Pokemon there as well. If you enjoyed this lesson and you want more people to experience the wonderful world of Pokemon, Please, yes, yeah. Go ahead and give us a review on the Flapple podcast.
We need it. We just need 10 for this cookie party that the professor and the principal have promised us. We just need 10.
No.
We need one more. That's it.
If the principal promised it, he did not inform me of it, and I certainly myself did not promise it. So.
If we get to 10 ratings, Curtis will come back to the class because he says after today he's done.
No, don't put that stipulation on it. I would like Mr. Curtis back in the classroom.
Curtis, it has been a pleasure. What has it been now? 48 weeks together.
So
Curtis,
yeah, you know what?
It's been a pleasure. It's nice knowing you.
Either we get 10 reviews on Flapple Podcast or next week rolls around, whichever one comes first.
Curtis, it's been a pleasure. Maybe I'll see you around town in Saffron sometime. It's been a pleasure. I'm sorry you got that essay question wrong. But
no, he didn't get it wrong. I just gave him half credit because I felt like he kind of reached a little bit more than he should.
Well, he said he's tapping out. He says he's done, and I'm just wishing him well in whatever he decides to do next with his life.
I'll have to fish all my stuff out of the floor, but we'll go get done with that.
You've hidden stuff in my floor?
Oh, I've hidden stuff all over this building, in the walls, and the floor, and the roof.
Oh God. That's a problem I'll deal with next time. But until then, class is dismissed.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon as part of the Pokecasters Network.